Ooh, I'm live. So, hi, like no one, because this is my first live and I don't know what I'm doing, so hi. I wanted to work today on this ring, but then I realised that the person who commissioned it to me is giving it as a gift, so I can't really show it to anyone. I mean, not that anyone is going to actually watch this now. This is my first live, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm actually going to work on another project that is very close to my heart, and I didn't have like the balls to start it, and so I'm starting it today, you know, as a way of starting new things together. And before I start doing that, because then I'll be like walking around and you can see, like, this is my workshop, and I put different cameras so you can see what I'm doing in all of the like spaces, which I thought was kind of cool. But now I feel like super self-conscious. So I don't know, but anyway, so I'm doing this live because I really want to sponsor like craftsmanship and being an artisan, and editing everything and making it look so beautiful and perfect all the time, I think is not the point. Like, it's so much not the point. And so I decided that I'm going to try to do a live a day, or a live each day I'm in the workshop, which is not every day because sometimes I just have to do other stuff. But yeah, so this is my goal, and I'm going to try to do it every day. So today what I'm going to do is start a new project, which is a flower, and I'm going to get the gold that I already have. It was over here getting like all clean and stuff. This is the pickle pot, the blue thing. I have to change it, that's why it's blue, but I didn't have time this week, so I will change it eventually. But this, I'm going to show it to this camera, I think it's the closest one. This is my gold nugget. This is my gold nugget, and I'm going to mill it, and then I'm going to make a flower out of it. And yeah, this is it. So it still has a bit of borax, which is basically glass. Borax is glass that goes in the crucible so that gold doesn't stick to the crucible, but sometimes it gets these things and they're just stuck. Yeah, things fall. Just got stuck in a very unhelpful position. There. I don't know, I think I'm doing this live because I just would like to hang around with people who really like craftsmanship and all of that, and, you know, talk about art and why art is important and why being an artisan is honestly great. I know it's very, very privileged, and to live with your own art is something that not everybody can achieve, but why should my dream be like to be super rich and live in a bunker when I can actually do things with my hands, you know? And I can't mill it until this is all cleaned up, because otherwise it will ruin my beautiful nails over here. So I thought the acid was enough, but apparently there was a bit too much borax. So that's what's happening at the moment. There it is. So I'm going to put a mark on my, I'm going to show it to you, that there is like a mark. Can you see it? There it is. There's a mark here, because you have to mill gold always in the same direction. I know, like, nobody's going to be interested in this, apart from maybe goldsmiths. And then those are going to give you like so much, they're going to tell me everything I do wrong, which is fine because it's another way of learning. So I don't know if I'm in the with. Yes, I am. I don't know if that camera was like was seeing me. So yeah. So now I have to mill it, and yes, I do this for every single piece of jewelry I create, because I do everything by hand in this workshop. But honestly, this is the like wonderful thing about being an artisan. that I get to change and experiment and do things that I want to do the way I want to do them. And not every work is like this. I do work for people who just want something and they pay for that, and I just do it because work is work and it's fine. And sometimes, very interesting stuff comes out of not very interesting initial ideas, I think. But this time I'm doing something that's very personal, and I'd like to use it also to apply for some art fairs. So yeah, having an electric mill would be so much more convenient, but I heard a terrible story of a girl who had a very long ponytail and it got stuck in the mills, and I'll let you imagine what happened to her scalp and her hair, because it's terrifying. I don't want to do that, so I'd rather do it with my hands. So I don't need it to be super big, but I want it to be very, very thin, because I'm doing a flower that's very, very layered, and I'm going to tell you, I want to look you in the eye when I tell you. I don't know. I'm basically speaking alone in my workshop. This is really weird. Really, really weird. So now I milled it a bit, but it's become quite hard. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to heat it up. Basically what happens, and I'm sorry if I'm getting nerdy here, but I have a degree in chemistry, so I am a nerd, or I have been one. So what happens is that when you mill it, the molecules all get squashed down in different directions, and then when you heat it up, you give them time to rearrange and become, we say that it has more crystal-like structure. And so I heat it up so that it has this crystal structure, so that it becomes more malleable again, and then I can mill it in a different direction, because now I milled it in one direction and I want to change the direction. And these things, like the temperature, the amount of time that you keep it at a certain temperature, if you quench it like I'm going to do, or you don't quench it, they're all going to be different. This is just water, not very clean, but still water. So it's gonna, what I was saying is that all these are gonna make a difference on how soft or hard the metal is gonna be. And it's one of the things that I really, really love about working with metals. They just, I don't know, I like the way they feel in my hands. That can be weird. If you haven't tried, you don't know. But if you have tried, then you do know how wonderful it is just to feel how the metal is doing. Okay, that's kind of weird. But to feel if the metal is becoming softer, harder, if it's arrived to a breaking point, if it's still, sorry, this is quite hard already. Yeah, I just really like it. And doing it, it's fine, it's just a bit boring because you just do the same thing all over and over. But when I get to the punching phase, when I'm actually shaping it and deciding where all the curves are going to be, which I do here, by the way, with my punches, which are there, then it's really nice. And I also love it while I set, because when I set stones, this is hard. When I set stones, if I don't pay attention and the metal is not soft enough, I can break one of the claws, and that's such a pain in the ass when it happens. It's too hard. So I don't know why everything is falling today from my hands, but one of those days. And I'm gonna heat it up again. And this is just, this is just the base of being a goldsmith, the really basic stuff. Melting, milling it, giving it shape, size. It's, the real basic stuff, which is, one of the most important steps, because you do it all the time. I know that was really cliche, I'm sorry. Sorry. But I'd really like to have not to have, but to be part of a community of youngish, or people who feel young, but not very conservative. That's what I'm trying to say. Not very conservative craft people, because I know many of them in Italy, because I am based in Italy. My workshop is in Italy, and I am Italian. Fuck, there is a mosquito. That's what was. Ha! It's dead. It's live, so it happens. I'm based in Italy, and there are many master goldsmiths, incredibly talented with an incredible technique, but they're very conservative, both because they don't want to share what they know, and that's this huge and weird thing in this community, but also because they don't really like innovation in any possible way. So, and also I really would like to learn new mediums in time, so I would like to have a community made of artisans rather than just goldsmiths, or people who just want to talk about art, because sometimes that's all you want to do. I would love to have a conversation with somebody on when does craft become art. That's super interesting and so hard to define. This is so hard. Still hot in Italy, and this is becoming I'm starting to sweat. It's fine because nobody's going to see this because it's the first live, but if somebody ever sees this, I think I'm going to be quite embarrassed. But I decided to do it, so it's my fault. So I'm heating it again, and when you see those reels that I also put, you never see these stages because they're so repetitive, and they don't, not everybody wants to see them, but this is the true, what it really looks like, what it really is to work as a goldsmith who does everything by hand, because you can buy golden sheets. I like to do everything by hand, also because I really like to do my own alloys and to decide exactly the colour of each step or each piece. So three different, it's not only one reason, but also I use only Fairmont gold because I really think that my impact, even if it's really small, should be relevant. So I use Fairmont gold, so I like to do everything by hand. Yeah. I'd like to be that calm, safe place where we can just hang and talk about art and craftsmanship and how fucking amazing it is. I think I arrived to the... Fuck, this is so hard now. Sorry, I'm swearing. But I think one last thing and then it's done. I'm making it super thin because I'm doing a flower. So now that I've done it, that was hard. Sorry. But now that I've done it, I can tell you what I want to do with this. So, and I want to use it to apply for certain prizes, as I already said. And so, I don't know how old or young I look, but I'm 30 this year, and becoming 30 as a woman, or just getting older as a woman, I think it's not as easy as we would like it to be, and I know what I need to work on and blah blah blah, but still I still know that my part of my value, the society puts on me, the value society gives me rather, sorry, still Italian, so you have to excuse me if I say weird stuff. It's still based on my looks and how beautiful or not beautiful I am, and as you get older, you realize that it is like how people conceive you becomes different, and the way you are seen or not seen, rather, as you get older as a woman. I think it's unfortunately already, I can already feel it. Maybe it's all in my head, I don't know, but I can feel it. So what I'm working on are a pair of earrings, which are gonna talk about the complexities of getting old, and the fact that we should embrace those complexities, and becoming older is not a bad thing. It's absolutely a good thing. It's a great thing, and if you grow and evolve, it can be absolutely like spectacular. And I'm putting this in the jewel. So I'm starting with the center of the flower, which is going to be in 18 karat gold, which is the one that I just milled, and it's going to be like simple with white diamonds, and it's going to be like, you know, simple and straightforward, like youth is. And then it's going to become more complex, but the gold carat is going to go down because of the perceived value that is, you know, it's a metaphor for that anyway. So I'm going to go to 9 karat gold, and I'm going to put diamonds that are not as pure, because that's how women are seen. And then I'm going to go to brass and have the petals like with a lot more movement, a lot more interesting, with more textures and all that. And then finally I'm going to go to copper. The last petals are going to be in copper, and those are going to be oxidated and with coloured gemstones, and it's going to be fucking amazing. And those are going to be like really big, like that big earrings. And so I'm starting to do this, and I think it's something that unfortunately or fortunately I'm feeling quite a lot, and so I really wanted to put it in my jewellery, because at the end of the day I'm doing art jewellery, so if I don't put my thoughts and emotions in it, it's just something beautiful, which can be really cool, but still it's not expressing my feelings, my emotions, which is what I want to do. I know this is extremely cheesy, I'm sorry for that, but I'm sorry also that I haven't prepped my workstation, or it's called banchetto in Italian, this place where I work, which is like my house, my home. But I really thought I was going to work with wax today, and again, then I realized that it was a gift, so I can't put it on camera yet. She's not going to see it, but in the unlikely event I don't want to be that person, so I'm not going to do it. So now I have to clean everything up, because wax goes absolutely everywhere, and I have different tools for everything, because everything needs to be separated and all of that, but that's really boring, so I don't want to talk about that. Also, I need to understand which kind of music I can put on, because everything that I usually listen to would be copyrighted. So if anybody has ideas, share them with me. I hope that by starting these, we're gonna build a community, and then I'm gonna get like your questions, and I'm gonna speak to you, which obviously this is the first one and nobody knows it, so nobody's gonna be here, which makes it even weirder for me. But I hope in time that's what's going to happen, and we can talk about not only like jewelry techniques, which I could go on talking about it for hours and hours, and I can also talk about like creating stuff and why is it amazing and why we should do it and why is it good for, I think, your mental health also. But I would just, I don't know, maybe I don't have enough friends who are artisans. Maybe that's all I need. Anyway, so I'm gonna start doing the 2 flowers. They're gonna be actually 4 flowers, 2 for each earring in 18 karat gold. And because I'm gonna put 4 layers that's why I made it like super thin, because otherwise it's gonna be like really, really heavy. Actually, I'm gonna make it a little bit thinner because I've touched it and it's still quite hard, so yeah. But yeah, that's better. That's absolutely better. So, no, because I would like to just also have lives where I just work here and put on some music and we can just stay together. I don't know, saying these things feels like I'm a very lonely person, which, I don't know, I don't think I'm lonely. I just think I would like another kind of community, which I don't have where I live, because I also live like in a very small town in Italy on the seaside, which is quite lovely, but still very small and not very... Oops, I slipped there. It's very hard for me to talk and work at the same time. And yes, I'm going over the line here, but I don't care because I don't need all of this gold. So now my vinyl is finished, but I don't know if I want to switch sides. I kind of like the silence. Is it weird? If anybody watches this and thinks that this is weird, please tell me, because I'm trying to understand what is not weird from the other side, because obviously my perception and yours is going to be very different. So please tell me, don't let me like hang here and do awkward stuff, at least more awkward than I'm already doing. So yeah, I'm going to do 4 rounds that are going to be approximately the same size. Like this one probably is going to be smaller, but I don't care, because I'm just going to let them overlap a little bit, because they're going to just have, it's going to be a 5-petal flower. So each one of these is going to have 2 are going to have 3 petals, and 2. My brain. It's also like 7:30. It actually is 7. It's 7:45. So I'm tired from the day. Anyway, 2 of them are going to have 2 petals, and 2 of them are going to have 3 petals. So I don't care if they overlap. Like over here they overlap, but I really don't care. So since it's quite late, I'm gonna actually like do the flowers, which I just draw. I change them so much when I actually work them, just because I really like having the freedom to change them. I just find it amazing. That's like one of the parts that I love the most about my job. So I don't want them to be like too perfect or too structured, rather. They're never going to be too perfect with me. I can't. Even if I wanted to, I can't. Like these are not going to work if I put 2. I just realised I put 3. 2. I was talking. I got distracted. But yeah, I always have some like tissue paper. I'm looking up there because it's where I can see what you're seeing. But then every time I look up, it just looks weird. So. But this is the rhythm of this kind of work. It's not like super fast paced, like all those reels and stuff like that. But it seems like a work that it took like 500 hours to make can be condensed in 2 minutes. That's just not true. That's just not the reality of stuff. And I really think that understanding the pace, how slow it is, how wonderfully slow it is, it's very important, because it's one of the pleasures of this job. You have people everywhere that are just hustling around and thinking that they're living a good life, and I hope they are. I really hope that that's what they're going to do, and I hope they are. But I think that just having the possibility to take my time and do what I want to do is such a privilege. It's a privilege in a way that it's so much more relevant than like taking a private airplane, which I would never take because it's extremely polluting. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. But still, you know, this is a luxury for me, and it's the luxury of taking my time and doing what I want, what I love to do, and I can't encourage it enough. It's just, I think it would be a bit it would be incoherent of me to say that it's easy, or you know, those types of like how you can make your art business work in just 2 weeks and things like that. No, it's not true. I'm sorry, it's not fucking true. It needs a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you need to do a lot of things that you don't even want to do, like accounting and everything that has to do with social media. It's not only like the fun stuff like this, which I hope is gonna, like I said it 20 times, but you know what I hope. But it's also having to schedule all the posts all the time, and understanding where your money is going to come from, what you can buy, what you can not buy, packaging. It's a lot. It's really a lot. But when I get to sit here and just do, it's such a privilege that I get repaid for all the rest of it. And especially if you want to be an artist, which for a long time I said that I didn't want to be, but I realise now that it's what I want to be, and it's okay. It's okay that I want to be that. You can see that now these 2 petals are going to go over here, like one is going to go here, one is going to go here, and they're going to overlap, and that's why I did them separately, because if I did them all in one, it would be just like sorry, like one-dimensional, and then this way it's going to be much more 3-dimensional. And I'm going to do the same here and over here. Sorry, I got a text. Anyway, I think I've been live for like 20 minutes and this is going to be too long, nobody's going to see it. So now I'm going to stop, and hopefully somebody's going to give me some feedback so that I can do something better tomorrow. And I'm going to also post some videos of stuff that I've done, because I've already done them, and you're going to see me in the lives. I didn't do it today because I couldn't be bothered. It's a lot of work and I couldn't be bothered. I'm sorry. But you're going to see me film my stuff, because I really like sharing the process, because it's the best part of this job. I know, I'm cheesy, okay. Anyway, I'm going to interrupt this live now and go to eat, because I'm starving and it's 8 o'clock. So, bye. Bye.